Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, to give our honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rekakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. This lesson is, from the realms of Apostle Ramlaw's video that he did. He says we knew IUIC was going to spin the narrative on the MOTB, okay, and a response that Apostle Gabar had did to this video, we know us newer generation that's coming up in this truth, that didn't get to meet Nate face to face, we're seeing what type of man he is, man. Okay, he's a liar, all right. He's double-minded, okay, and he's prideful, so we see the evidence of, we see the evidence of a proud, wicked man, okay? A proud, wicked man, that has, stacked up receipts against himself, that has, unjustly done things within the ministry, man. And it's very important that we take note of this, because all of this stuff is going to be, all of this stuff is going to be, it's going to be documented, man. We never, in the kingdom, man, we're going to remember these things, just being totally honest, just remember who came up against the, the apostles and elders, man. We still throughout this day, we look in the old days and we see who came against, Moses. Their names, James and Jambres, their names is published. Okay, their enemies are published. The righteous men's enemies are published. Okay. So it's definitely going to be a monument, it's going to be something brought to remembrance all the time for Nate. Okay, and if he be not of the elect, he's gonna have his head down in the kingdom. Okay, showing you that his actions were a monument unto him. Okay, all right. So without further ado, we knew IUIC was going to spin the narrative on the MOTB, and these guys just seem like they never want to give the just due. They want to be known as the elders that you give double honors to, okay? But you didn't come up with the proper. The Lord just not dealing with you, man. You give double honors and respecting to the elders who rule well. That the Lord, you could tell that the Lord is dealing with them, okay? That the Lord is giving them the mysteries, the secrets, okay? So let's get into it.
Citizens have a digital ID, and all their information is on that digital ID, their bank account, and all of these things. You all understand? That's the level it's gonna come to. It ain't there fully as yet, but that's the level it's gonna come to. The mark of the beast. Okay.
So these guys, of course you can go out to the Apostle Ramlaw video, and definitely tune in, subscribe, and listen to be edified. But these guys have, for a while they said, the MOTB is sin, okay, sin in all forms, just painting with a white brush. And I want to get that. I want to get that real quick. 1 second. Painting. What does painting with a white brush? Because we hear apostles and elders speak about this, man, Well, we hear Apostle Tahar speak about this. It says, to paint with a wide brush means to describe or characterize something in a very general and simplified way, without considering individual details or nuances. Yeah. So when he says, MOTB, when they were saying at that time, it was sin in all its forms, the MOTB. Okay. Now, we know that if you insert it, that's a sin because it go against the law. That's why you don't get tattoos. You don't put no cutting in the flesh. Okay. But these guys are sneaky foxes, man. Okay, these guys are foxes. It says to describe or characterize something in a very general and simplified way without considering individual details or nuances. Yeah, you just painting wide. You just painting a wide brush. You're not hitting the details of it. What are the details? Okay, that it's going to be issued through into a system where, you know, cash won't be alive anymore. Credit cards won't be alive. That won't be a thing anymore. Okay, there will actually be insertion of your skin. Okay, there will actually be something that goes inside your hand that you will be able to use to pay with. Okay. What else? That you know, that the Hebrew of it is charagma. Okay, mark. Okay, it's gonna be, you know, something that's in your forehead and your hand, and that's gonna be something that, you know, the new way of life for these motherfuckers that take it, Lord willing, you know, we don't build that number, but for the ones that take it, it's gonna be a new way of paying for shit, you know, and being able, and you guys made fun of that, man. That when the apostles elders decreed that. Okay, let me go down here. It says idiomatic to describe a class of objects or a kind of phenomenon in general terms without specific details and without attention to individual variations. Okay, that's the thing. You guys did not give attention to individual variations. You painting with a wide brush, and you trying to but that's the thing. The only reason why you painting with a wide brush is because the apostles and elders, they gave you that very thing that it was through the spirit of Yahawashi. But you don't want to give them the credit. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and make your way around it because the Lord revealed the secrets unto the prophets. We grab this real quick. Let me see. Amos chapter 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord power, Yahawah, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. Okay, and his secrets, you know. Let's get that real quick in the blood of Bible. You know, because I had did this and I had looked it up in another lesson, and it was like, you know, to the ramifications of, you know, hold on one second.
Strong's H5475. Sold.
Okay, it says a session, an example, company of persons, and who you know, through the Spirit, the Lord is, you know, is dealing with his men, and that's a company of persons. Okay, and in close deliberation, by implication, intimacy, consultation, a secret assembly, council, inward, secret. Okay, it's an inside joke between, and it's not a joke, but you understand what I'm saying. It's an inside secret between the prophets and the Most High Yahawashi until it becomes spoken. Okay, council, assembly, council, a familiar conversation, the divine circle of familiar friends, assembly, company, and if you don't, you know, if you don't see that the MOTB is that, then you're not in this company, man. Okay, if you being sneaky and, you know, trying to heap the credit onto yourself, you know, you being deceitful. All right, because it is what it is, man. You're gonna try to sneak your way up in there because we know that's how you move. Okay, but let me go back to this real quick. All right. Surely the Lord power, Yahawah, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay. Verse 8, the lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahawah has spoken, who can but prophesy? Okay. And prophesy means to say before. You know, you're gonna say it before it comes. You're not gonna say it, you know, it's been here, you know, 3-4 years, and you know, the Lord ain't give you the secret, the mystery to point it out. Okay, and you still you're not hitting it on the nail. Okay.
So you heard it from the horse's mouth. You should be able to get the information on the channel, because it should have come up. Because the brother just showed it. But we like to start off by saying Barak Yahawah, B'Hashem Yahawashi, B'Hashem Rachak Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is, we knew the IUIC was going to spin the narrative on the MOTB. I'm joined with the elder Hanak.
Shalom.
And I've been saying this for
Yeah, so definitely yeah, and
years.
then what are you about to say?
I was interested to find out how the IUIC was going to finally...
Khan and the apostles and elders, they definitely was definitely seeing how this was going to play out. Okay, because one thing about it, some people, it's a lot of people that's stupid, but everybody ain't stupid, man. Okay, we know you have people in your congregation fishing, because they know for a fact that that's the MOTB, and you guys playing around with them, talking about, it's sending all forms. Okay, you guys sitting there talking about, well, I don't know if you guys says the mark of the beast is sleeping with white women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys put too many guesses on it, man. The Lord can't be dealing with you, man. The Lord, when he deals with a man, he makes that man to hit it right on the nail. That prophet. Okay. 1 second. First John chapter 2 verse 20, and I read an NLT version. But you are not like that, for the Holy One has given you his spirit, and all of you know the truth. King James version, but ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things, man. Okay, pertaining to the scriptures, man. You're not gonna miss a beat when it comes to an important prophecy. Okay, you're not going to get it wrong. You're not going to paint with a wide brush. You're going to hit the details of it. And what are the details? That they want to put it under your skin. Okay, you had all type of brothers going to different things. I think subdermal, that means under the skin. You had all type of brothers in the GMS go into it, man. Getting the details out of it, bringing all it out, man. Neuralink, bringing the companies out, showing that Elon Musk is in office now, and it's more closer than it's ever been. Showing you that these guys that say we're going to be here for another 1,000 years, they're not hasting the time with Yahawashi, man. They want to stay here. Okay, but the men of GMS has been pointing out the details that go along with this MOTB. Okay, and how they might admission it, through starving the shit up, by bringing the famine, a man-made famine, by doing all these different things, man, cutting the cash out, putting you in the corner, See, that's the Lord can't be dealing with a camp that don't even preach his names. You're not going to get the mysteries, man. You're just going to be able to steal it, okay, from the real true prophets, man. But it come a time where, the false prophets are not going to wear rough clothing anymore. Okay, they're going to fade out. They're going to leave because the wolves coming. And what it said, the hireling leaveth the sheep. Okay, but the shepherd laid down his life. So ultimately, we're going to get to see who the true men of the Lord is. Okay. Now is the time that the true worshipers stand up and worship me in truth. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay. But yeah, man, these guys, man, you can't fake the funk and come at the last minute and say it's this, when a prophet has been teaching that, for definitely over 5 years. You got to come with it, man. Let me grab these couple, the rest of the sound, uncertain. Because what's going on is that you guys are blowing an uncertain sound. Okay? You guys are, blowing an uncertain sound. All right, let me read this as 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 8. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine? And even things without life giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give in a distinction in the sounds. Okay, and let's get that word distinction. Distinction says a social critique of the judgment of taste. No. Okay, distinction. A difference or contrast between similar things or people. Excellence that sets someone or something apart from others. Okay, difference, distinction. Says, except they give a distinction in the sounds. Okay, it says, let me read it from the top, verse 7. And even things without life giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is pipe or harp? Right, your camps can't figure out what's going on when you're not giving them the correct sound. Okay, they can't tell whether it's sin. You're giving them so many things, you're confusing them, and the Lord is not the author of confusion. Verse 8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air. Okay. It says, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So it's all about giving that right sound, man. Let's get that in the blue letter Bible, the uncertain sound. It's all about, preparing the sheep for what's coming. And with doing that, you have to give them the right breakdown. You have to give them the Lord's names. You have to give them the prophecy, okay, on the MOTB. You have to warn them.
Strong's G82, Adelos.
Adelos. As a negative particle, hidden, figuratively indistinct, appear not, uncertain. Not manifest, indistinct, uncertain, obscure. So when the Lord gives you his secrets, he gives you the ability to make manifest the secrets that he given you. And one of those major secrets that he gave the apostles and elders was the MOTB. Right along with the Cornelius. Okay, you guys are in the a recycled state to where you're always wrong, and you're always last minute, and then you change it at the last minute. Okay, with the Cornelius situation, man. Before you even sat down and try to come to a conclusion on if it was the truth or not, you got in your emotions, and you cast off the men that brought you the correct breakdown on that, man. Now you teach it. It just doesn't make sense, man. You guys always, I think Apostle Gabar says Johnny come latelys. You guys always, figuring it out things too late. You guys, you're always jumping on. You just a dollar short and a day late, or a day late and a dollar short. We'll grab this last one. Okay. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6 through 8. All right, and I'll start up. Verse 5, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 5. All right, the Lord is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahawah is his treasure. Okay, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the times. The congregation needs to have the knowledge that this is, a wolf coming in sheep's clothing, that they're going to try to, with all lying wonders, try to deceive, the elect. Okay, but it won't happen. They need to know these things, because this is the stability. Knowing what the MOTB is. If you don't know what it is, then you're gonna fall. All right, you're gonna fall in a ditch. Okay. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahawah is his treasures. Okay. So yeah, man, that was pretty much it, man. Just Bishop Nate just, don't want to give props, even if it's just, salvation based, for put what you guys got to the side, right? Not you guys, put what you have against, the apostles and elders to the side, man. Even if it was just, based upon something, you still willing to croak the fuck out and still willing to not be, humble. You're not dwelling in humility. And, and being grateful that the men has put these men before you. Okay. The Lord has put these men before all of us. Just be grateful and understand that the prophets are here, man. And that the Lord is using the prophets to get us the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Using the prophets to bring the knowledge, wisdom, and truth so that he can get us the fuck up out of here, man. But you guys are ungrateful, man. Unthankful. Backbiters. And that's how we know we in the last days, because the scriptures talk about that, man. So yeah, man, with that, I'm going to let you hear it one more time.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. Listen up.
So they gonna do what they gonna do. The whole economy collapsed, then they come up with a new solution. And guess what? Let all nations know this is the new form of trading worldwide. And make sure all the citizens have a digital ID and all their information is on that digital ID.
You guys are, sneaky foxes, man. For real. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom, call all Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. I don't know what I want to name this, but I want to, we'll figure out a title. Shalom.